Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris, the podcast on which I share my life with you, as well as address any questions or concerns that you leave in the comments. So if you've got anything you want me to talk about, please make sure to let me know. You can always send me a private message as well if you don't want to share it with the public, that it was you that wanted me to talk about a particular subject. And I can talk about anything from hair products to psychology to toasters, I don't know. I'm open to a little bit of everything. I'm a conversational type. And that is also the purpose with this podcast. So make sure to stick around to get some good conversation on just a bit of background noise every now and then. Now, for today, I'm finally going to get my hair cut. I talked about this on a previous episode that I booked a time and that I'm really excited. But I'm also kind of nervous because I don't deal well with change. Well, today's the day, and in a couple of hours, I will be sitting in that chair. And yeah, let's see what becomes of it, right? Like with these thick, tangled curls, I mean, it's completely unmaintainable. And hopefully they can do something about it so that it becomes maintainable. And I don't really know. I don't even know what kind of haircut I want. Because the previous few times I've just told them, well, I like growing it out, so I want to keep growing it out. But, I've come to realize that I'm actually 28 years old at this point. And it takes, hair grows 10 to 15 centimeters a year or something. I think I usually say that it's about a centimeter a month. And that's not actually a lot. So imagine they give me an undercut. Well, all of a sudden, that's 3 years worth of growth that's just out the window. And I would be 31 before I reached the same point. And I'm not going to have long hair for the rest of my life. I'm actually only going to have long hair for a little while longer. So maybe a few more years, and then it'll be done. I'll find a better haircut for myself. I think my main issue is my head shape. Especially because so according to my BMI, I am very overweight. I am almost, obese. But according to my mirror, I pack a few extra pounds. And sure, getting rid of those would be nice, but I'm not at an unhealthy stage physically. I'm actually in pretty good shape. I can run and bike long distances. I walk or bike most places I go. And the issue is that I don't eat very healthily. And I definitely need to change that because I think internally I'm a lot less healthy than I am externally. As in, I am in pretty decent shape. I have a good condition, but I might not actually be all that great on the inside. That's a whole other matter, though. The point I'm trying to get at is that I have slightly chubby cheeks because a bit of the weight goes there. And, people tell me I don't have a double chin, but I feel like when I shave my beard, there's a small double chin there. Don't really know how to deal with that one, especially because I used to weigh less. So here's the deal. I used to weigh more, actually. Then I got divorced. I ended up losing a lot of weight. And I was actually pretty proud of that. Then I entered a period of a lot of stress and such, and have not been doing that well since. And so I gained a lot of the weight back on. Not all of it, though. And honestly, throughout the entire process, both when I was at my fattest and when I was at my thinnest, I feel like that double chin thing was there. And, there's only so much you should really care about when it comes to your looks. And maybe that's a good subject to get into. The whole idea of caring what you look like. Should you care? What do you guys think? How important is it what you look like? I'm a bit in the middle with these things personally. So I like thinking about my looks. I'd like a nice haircut. But at the same time, my hair right now is a mess. But I'm not embarrassed to walk around in public because of it. If I can't find a clean shirt and I have to resort to one of my boring ones, I have these plain colored t-shirts. Don't really suit me. They're too big and just don't look good. They're neon colored. I bought them because they were on sale and it was like, oh, that's nice to have like extras. But yeah, like I don't really care about being seen in public wearing one of those, even though I prefer to wear something else in public. I personally think that that's a pretty good place to be, that you care about your looks, like you haven't just given up on yourself and thinking, oh, I'll never look good. But at the same time, you don't really mind that you don't always look perfect, and it's not as much a matter of what other people think as it is what you yourself think. Because what I think is the most important thing. And admittedly, what I think about myself is motivated by what other people think of me. Because it's unavoidable that they'll have an influence on me. But at the same time, their influence is I try to keep it minimal. So I look good for me, and if you don't agree, well, sure, it might make me think about it. It might make me think, is green really not my color? But it won't prevent me from wearing a green shirt again. It won't prevent me from wearing that same shirt again. I might even wear it more often just because, confidence. I'd grow my confidence like that. And it's not just about like clothes. It's also, you could say, some people just don't care, right? Like they stop brushing the teeth. They stop. I'm gonna try that again. They stop brushing the teeth. They stop trimming their nails. They stop doing anything about their looks. Now that's sad to see. That's because then you just don't care about yourself at that point, I think. It's like, you should trim your nails, really. You should take good care of yourself. Don't come out wearing the same dirty sweater every day. We used to have this, so I've been to many places and done many things. One of the things that I've done was that I was kind of a special student at a professional high school, a profession high school. It's a place where instead of studying, you do work. It's like a halfway house, I guess. You can be there for up to a year in total. You only have 12 months total to be at a production school or profession school, whatever. And you have to do it before you're 25. Once you're above 25, it's no longer an option for you. Well, I was there, but because I was so much older than the rest, I was just a few years older than them, really. It wasn't that big a deal. They wanted me in the office, and I ended up, being in the office. I would guide to potential students around the premises and show it off. I would handle some economy. I would do, mostly assistant stuff. I didn't really have my own thing, especially because I was just a student there. I didn't work there per se. And we had this kid strangely, now that I'm educating myself to be a multimedia designer, he was actually in multimedia. And this kid, he was a good kid, 17 years old, tall, thin, dark hair, and a sweet kid. What I'm trying to get at is that he would always come wearing the same shirt, the same pants, slumped over, not taking care of himself in the slightest. And then me and one of the carpenters, we befriended him. And we actually had a lot of fun with him. He was a joy to be around. And he was kind of jealous of us, of who we were and how we could be so confident and all of that. And so we told him that, well, do you want us to do a bit of a tiny makeover on you? And he was like, yeah. And so we asked him, do you have any dress shirts at home? What kind of clothes? Like, we started talking to him about his wardrobe and all of that. And the next day, he actually brought the things. He ended up coming. We put him in a t-shirt with a dress shirt over it, a short-sleeved. Sorry, I think it was actually a tank top, and then a short-sleeved dress shirt. And it wasn't a dress shirt. It's because in Danish we just call it a shirt, and it was like flowery patterned, I think. And he wore some jeans and the belt. And then we borrowed a hair tie from one of the girls because he had long hair, and we put his in a ponytail. And I kid you not, because we did this very early in the morning. I kid you not, throughout the day, this guy, he got compliments because people knew him, people had seen him. They'd seen that mess, that slumped over, dirty shirt, same shirt. Actually, it was a hoodie he always wore. I don't know why I call everything a shirt. But yeah, he wore a hoodie usually and loose-fitting pants, which is also a look. And I mean, if you're comfortable wearing that, do go ahead and wear it. We didn't force him to do anything. We asked him if he wanted to do it, and he did. And then we tried showing it to him, and he actually liked it, especially because other people liked it. He got a lot of compliments. People would be like, "Wow, you look really great today. That's amazing. What happened to you?" And it's not like we actually did anything to change him. We used his own clothes that he had in his closet. We just put his hair in a ponytail. So it's not like we gave him an uncomfortable hairstyle or forced him to get a haircut or anything. They were so minor. He was still just himself, but he actually ended up being just a little bit more confident. And no joke, right? He actually stopped wearing the hoodie and the loose pants altogether. We never saw him in those again. He would come in different dress shirts, short sleeve shirts. And, I don't actually know if they were different jeans, but I think they were. And sometimes he'd wear a belt, sometimes he wouldn't. He started experimenting with it, and he liked it. It was like he found his style through this. And I think that's amazing, because it shows that you don't need to change who you are, and you can still use the things you like, but you can communicate in a different way. He had given up on himself. It wasn't about comfort. It was about not having the energy to even try. But once he saw how little it took, he grew. And he grew kind of proud of who he was. Now, it would still take a lot for him to gain actual confidence. But this is a great place to start. To get a bit of positive feedback on your new clothing style. Like, I remember that too. At the end of our second project, I came in wearing a suit because we were supposed to present. And a lot of the students were really amazed, and I got a lot of compliments, and it was like, "You clean up so nice," and "Wow, you look good." And like, this one girl, she even, like, it was so funny. She started kind of stammering, and you could feel her getting kind of thrown off by my presence, but in a good way. I think, and I'm not sure, but I did have this kind of semi-confirmed by some other people. I think she realized in that moment that she was actually kind of attracted to me. And I think that was so much fun. I mean, I take it as a huge compliment, and I don't think that, like, she didn't go home thinking about me. She didn't wake up the next day and be like, "Oh my God, Chris is so hot." I just got the feeling that in that moment that we were talking, she realized this guy looks good. And that's the amazing thing about clothes. Like, they can really make a person. Now, if my girlfriend hears me talking about how another girl was attracted to me and how I actually enjoyed that, that's gonna get my head ripped off. So just as a fair warning here, it's not like I got anything from it. I just think it's funny. Like I enjoy it in that way. I think it's fun to see the effect that some nice clothes can have, because I did clean up nicely. I never wear a suit. I got these from my stepfather because he outgrew them. And all of the clothes that he is outgrowing, well, I can fit it. So it looked good on me. And I did look good. So I kind of understand that people... I had one girl look at me and go, wow. Like she gasped and then let out that huge wow sound. And that's how everybody else noticed, because she was the first that saw me. Anyway, this turned into a little bit of a bragging about how nicely I clean up. But essentially what I'm trying to say is, care a little. Care sometimes. Not all the time, not too much, but care a little bit about yourself and the way others perceive you. It can give you a lot of confidence. You can gain a lot from dressing up nicely, even just one day. So take good care of yourself. It matters. You matter. And on that note, I'm going to close off for today. It's been nice talking to you. I hope you listened to this and that you are interested in commenting, subscribing, and liking this video. Either way, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye now.